That's my brand because I commanded ISVs, immediate support vessels. That's why I call it as integrated SSB Virtuosos. GTO is going to ask you to do these 9 group situational tasks. GD, group discussion, group planning exercise, progressive group task, then group obstacle race, half group task and lecture 8. These 6 tasks, they will happen on day 1, GTO 1 day, first day of group testing. Then your last 3 tasks, individual obstacles, command task and final group task, these 3 tasks will happen on GTO 2 day, the second day of group testing. That's day 4 of your SSB, day 3 and day 4. But before we move on to what happens exactly in this task, what are those 4 pillars that I taught you? Very nice. And I've been telling you that we are really not interested in your physical fitness. Having said that, GTO looks at your body limb coordination. We are interested in your BLC, body limb coordination. Okay. Your physical fitness is variable in nature. Today you are very good, tomorrow you may be average, third day again, after some time probably you may further lose on to your fitness levels and again you can rise up high. So we say factor 4, your determination, courage, mental and physical stamina, the stamina part. That is highest trainable. These are very highly trainable qualities. Factor 4, it's very dynamic in nature. So we are not really worried because if I have to make you a commando, I will throw you into that regime where you will be forged and you will get into SF, whether it's Marcos, Garuds or Para SF. Or if I have to make you a fighter pilot, I'll make sure that you go through that training regime and you will be amongst the few finest fighter pilots in the world. And that goes true for anything and everything, including the basic military training that happens at any military training academy in our country. And trust me, we are the best in terms of training. I can vouch on this. So before we get into the details, yesterday we did some group tasks, right? We did that caterpillar race, right? And then you figured out, okay, sir, we discussed, we obtained consensus, and then we learned 3 rules. What were those 3 rules? Very nice. Okay. So I need 3 volunteers. Come, stand in a row here. We're going to do some exercise which will teach you what you exactly need to do in the GTO ground. One of you needs to be blindfolded. Who's going to blindfold? You? Fine. That's it. So Spurti, blindfold yourself and stand in front facing this obstacle course. Very nice. Good. Can all of you see? Very nice. Now what's your name? Supriya. So turn back and stand behind Spurti. Okay, what's your name? Dhruva. Huh? Dhruva. Stand in front of Supriya, facing her. Okay? Now, Dhruva, you cannot speak, but you know the goal is to pick up that basketball. Spurti has to pick up that basketball. Okay? But you cannot speak, right? And Supriya, you cannot see the obstacle course. Okay? So now Dhruva, you're going to give some directions to Supriya, and Supriya is going to speak and Spurti is going to listen. So let's do it. Dhruva is test number 1, Supriya is test number 2 and Spurti is test number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now 3 has to say.
Do I move with her or should I?
One second. No, you don't have to move. Okay, you don't have to move. Everybody just pay attention to what's happening. This is the power of communication. This is the power of coordination. This is the power of teamwork. If you can do this, then you can definitely do what I flashed on the screen. This is more important. What did I say? Syncing of manasa vacha karmana means what you think is what you speak is what you're going to do. When manasa vacha karmana syncs, that is going to make you limitless and fearless. If you have to reach that stage first you have to execute in your brain. Whether you are a pilot, pilots in navigating officers in the Navy who are responsible for navigation and direction of warships. It can be any warship, frigate, corvette, destroyers, or even aircraft carriers. They are called as pilots. They write pilots here on their sea caps. So, before you try to take a ship out of a harbor, what you do is something which is called as chair navigation. हम लोग chair पे बैठ के we rehearse the conning order. What's the order on the port engine? What's the order on the starboard engine? What's the wheel order? कितना port जाएगा? कितना starboard जाएगा? कितनी देर के लिए जाएगा? जहाज कैसे turn होगा? This is exactly done by pilots also. They do something which is called as chair flying. Before they actually sit into the cockpit, whether he's a chopper pilot or whether he's a fighter pilot. This happens there. Before we actually execute, before we actually take the equipment in our hand, we do it in our brain. That rehearsal happens in our own time. There is no room for error. Error can cost lives. Okay? Clear? Samajh aa raha hai? So shall we start? Do you know I am flashing this VTX for the first time ever? Sainik School Bijapur and this audience publicly India में सबसे पहली बार display कर रहा हूँ मैं. I am very lucky to have been standing here, and I really thank principal Sainik School Bijapur and the college administration and the authorities to give me this opportunity. मैं life में पहली बार ये VTX बनाया है मैंने. This is VTX 1.0. The moment we get inside, it's going to be a wow factor. I'm promising you. And VTX 2.0 is you wear those goggles, the virtual reality. You will actually step into a GTO ground and you will actually feel the plank, bully and the rope. Built to prepare, not coach. It is going to be there from the comfort of your home or your school or wherever you are. You don't need to go to any GTO ground anywhere. And trust me when I say this, these different tasks, I showed you those 9 tasks, right? Progressive group task, half group task, final group task, command task. These are all non-standardized tasks. GTOs ये खुद डिज़ाइन करते हैं. Standardized tasks are individual obstacles and group obstacle race. तो उसके कुछ स्टैंडर्ड डायमेंशंस है, वो हमें पता है, हमारे दिमाग में है. वो उन्हीं GTOs के दिमाग में होगा जिन्होंने एक बोर्ड स्क्रैच से बनाया. लाइक somebody like me, I have created SSB कोलकाता. बट बाकी के जो टास्क है वो GTO को खुद दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है. एंड इट इज अ टास्क विच एम्यूलेट्स डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बिहेवियर मैनिफेस्टेशंस. yesterday I was telling you ना, बैलेंस्ड माइंड. तो इफ यू आर दैट बैलेंस्ड पर्सनैलिटी, तो वो बिहेवियर मैनिफेस्टेशंस विल कम आउट थ्रू योर एक्शंस विच विल शो दैट यू आर बैलेंस्ड. रस्सी फट्टा बल्ली ये कैंटिलीवर आई विल डिस्प्ले ऑन टाइमर पे. 1 मिनट में समझा दूंगा कैसे कैंटिलीवर बनता है. बट मेकिंग अ कैंटिलीवर इज नॉट गोइंग टू मेक यू एन ऑफिसर. This will make you an officer. Trust me on this. Okay? So shall we bring up the timer and see how much time chest number 1 takes to make chest number 3 reach and pick up the basketball. Okay? Now the condition is she should not touch any of the obstacle. No part of body, hands, legs, anything. She cannot step on that, on those things. Her body cannot touch the flags, neither the chair nor that. हल्का सा भी टच नहीं होना चाहिए. Imagine that it's a landmine, it's a minefield. Okay, she cannot touch anything. That touch means she's dead, it's gone. Okay, but you cannot speak. Only chest number 2 can speak, and chest number 3 you have to pay attention to what chest number 2 is speaking and then move. Okay, if you are able to do this, I am promising you, you will be able to do that. So let's make it more interesting. On the count of 5, the neutral party. Remember yesterday? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start.
4 steps ahead. 2 more. 3 steps to your right. Stop. Slant. Face the audience. 45 degrees to your right.
No lip movements.
Come back, 2 steps back. Two steps to your right.
Done. Restart. No, don't do. Restart. Go back. You can talk. Go back. You cannot touch. Okay. Why don't you chest number 1 swap with chest number 3? Let's see if Spurti can give instructions. Okay? Swap. Chalo.
2 steps to your right. Go front, 3 steps. Three steps to your left. One more step left. One more to your left. Turn to your left. Half step front. 3 steps to your right. Two more steps to your right. Two more steps to your right. Five more steps to your right. Five more steps to your right. Turn to your right. 2 steps ahead. One more step ahead. Turn to your right. 2 steps to your right. 2 steps ahead. 2 steps to your left.
Done. Oh. Go back. Now swap. Now I will make it a little more difficult. Okay? Spurti, very smart. Okay? You cannot climb on that mat. You have to go on the tiles. Okay? This obstacle course is made for you only. So, very smart. Corner से साइड से निकल जाते है ना? So, ये start line, finish line के बीच में जो obstacles होते हैं ना, we say that the start line and finish line parallel to each other. That means that they are extending to left and right till infinity. तो GTO नहीं देख रहा तो साइड से निकल जाते हैं. ऐसे नहीं होता. You have to cross through the obstacle course only. Okay? चलो, swap. Yeah, you wear. It's your time to go blindfold. Yes. Okay? No climbing on the mat. Mat is not allowed. You have to traverse through the tiles only. Okay, let's see.
One step to the right. 3 steps forward. One step to the right. One step forward. 45-degree right. Move forward 1 step. Two steps back.
Okay, wait. I'll give you a hint. All of you pay attention. Open your blindfold. Pay attention here. What's the mistake that you guys are doing?
So we didn't plan before.
Exactly, that's the right answer. Did you guys plan? What order would mean what? When I say right, when I say turn right, when I say turn left, it is from your heel or it's from your toe? From where are you turning? I turn right, right is like this. I turn right, then right is like this for me also. So you guys have not decided that 45 degree to right, 45 degree to left, measuring from the heel. Okay, this is it. Okay, 45 degree, 30 degree, 90 degrees. You guys have not planned. That's why the mistake is happening. If you guys plan, then probably you'll be able to do it. I'll give you 2 minutes. Plan. So the person who's giving the instruction is the leader. Rest two are followers. This is an emulation of command task. इसको command task बोलते हैं. Yesterday we did that caterpillar race with balloons. You guys saw that, right? Everybody was here, right? This lot. September में India का exam है ना? We did that, right? And your team failed, right? That is emulation of group obstacle race. Okay? Done. 2 minutes over. Commander. चलो come on. इस अटेम्प्ट में तो उठाना है बॉल को. गिव अप नहीं करना है. ठीक है? चलो. स्टार्ट.
3 steps towards your right. Two more steps towards right. Forty-five degree towards left. Towards your right. 1 step towards right. 2 steps forward. 1 jump forward. 3 steps forward. 1 more jump forward. 1 step towards your left. Sit down. She's a golden cake.
Done. No, हम लोग हवा में है ना अभी. We are talking in air, right? So we guys can communicate because sound travels, right? Sound travels underwater also. लेकिन कान काम नहीं करेंगे ना वहाँ पे. कैसे बात कैसे करोगे underwater? कान भी काम करते हैं, सुनाई देता है, सब समझ में आता है. लेकिन बोलोगे कैसे? हाँ? You know what divers do? Divers say, okay, fine. This is, what's the air pressure? This is air pressure. Okay, this is go up, this is go down. Is everything okay? Everything okay? No, everything is not okay. Why? I am spinning. Okay, fine. Stop. Level. Equalize. Equalize the air pressure. Equalize the air pressure. Okay, fine. Good. ऊपर जाना है, नहीं जाना है, नीचे जाना है. Good. Okay, let's go down. That's how it works. Power of communication. Okay, guys. समझ में आ रहा है? Welcome to VTX. Sit down. Built to prepare, not coach. Again, first time ever exposing VTX to all of you. I have a patent on this. I have applied for a patent on this. It's my intellectual property. Let's say it's the power of internet now. How fast does it work? Oh, finally it's here. Okay. ये जिन्होंने blazer नहीं पहना है ना, just 2-3 guys just come here. I'll show what exactly is cantilever now. Yeah, this is a horizontally suspended bar. Let's say this is balanced at this one point, right? This is your fulcrum. Now this bar is free to move in either direction, right? ये यहाँ पे ऐसे रख दो. Just keep this one of the bricks here. Very nice. no, like that. Very nice. Pick up this plank and keep it on the brick. ये दोनों बल्ली को पीछे कर दो. Horizontal. बल्ली horizontal. Keep this on the. बेटा horizontal बोल रहा हूँ. Turn this 90 degree. Very nice. Very nice. Good. Okay. Now extend this plank. Center में रखो उसके. So the center of the plank has to balance on the. Very nice. Good. ठीक है. Very nice. Good. ठीक है. Now see what happens. I give a slight pressure here. Leave it. Don't do anything. It's free to move, right? It's moving. Right? देखो. हो रहा है ना? So this is a lever. दरवाजा है तुम्हारा, doors खुलते बंद होते हैं, right? It's an axis of rotation. So lever is free to move on either side, right? Seesaw is an example of a lever, right? Now if I suspend this lever at one end, then what happens? Suspending the lever at one end, a lever which is suspended at one end is called as cantilever. बन गया. Stand there. यहाँ से आओ. Suppose यहाँ पे कोई start line है, तुम्हें आगे जाना है. यहाँ पे खड़े हो जाओ. इधर से आओ मेरे साइड से. Now step here and go forward. Right? जा रहा है ना? This is cantilever. Less than 30 seconds, right? Now अभी human force से मैंने इसको यहाँ पे रोका है. अब इसको मैं कहीं पे अटका सकता हूँ. I can let the rear end of the plank go below some structure like a bar, or if I can take a rope to tie it somewhere. यही structures होते हैं. Now there are only two methods. Look at the screen. I'll tell you. So if this guy stands here, put the pressure there on that end. See, it's going that side down. So basically this guy is standing. What's your name, beta? Huh? So Nikunj stood here. What happened? This is going to go down, right? So a torque is exerted. Physics teacher कोई है? सर मैं सही बोल रहा हूँ ना? बस बताना मुझे वहीं पे, वहीं से. सही बोल रहा हूँ ना? Okay, so Nikunj is standing at this point at a distance of R1 from fulcrum. This is the point, R1. The force is acting below, it's M1 into acceleration due to gravity. So tau 1, the torque is exerted because the rotational motion is induced. Tau 1 is R1 cross F1, am I correct? Right? So अब मुझे, if this is going down, that means it's going up. So Nikunj stepped here, so what happened? Go down Nikunj. Put a pressure. So this went up, right? This went up, the other side. So ये ऊपर चला गया. Now I have to stop this from going up because a lever which is suspended at one end is cantilever. So what do? Apply force in the opposite direction, equal and opposite force, opposite direction में नीचे की तरफ लगाऊंगा, so it will not go up, right? So this goes down, let's say, I am applying force F2 at a distance of R2 from fulcrum. So tau 2 is equal to R2 cross F2. Now when tau 1 is equal to tau 2, that means R1 F1 is equal to R2 F2. So that thing will not go up, right? You have to suspend one end of a lever from going up. A lever which is suspended at one end is called as cantilever. इतना ही है cantilever करने में, ठीक है? So how to make a cantilever? Step 1. What did we do? Step 1 हमने क्या किया? We kept the no brick नहीं, brick is emulating a structure here. So first is find. What is this? Center नहीं, centimeter छोड़ो. What is this? Very nice, Spurti. Very nice. So step 1 is find fulcrum, and step 2 is find resistance. Right? So if I say this is fulcrum, this is resistance, this is my step number 1, this is my step number 2, this is the man who is standing, you have to go ahead. That's it. इतना ही करना है SSB में. PGT, CT, HGT, FGT यही करना होता है. Either you find or you make a fulcrum, or you find or you create a resistance. That's all. इतना ही है. Now see structures. Okay. let's go to, this is my GTO ground. Go back, sit down. So this is a GTO ground. Let's say we'll come to this command task, so PGT. Let's say this is the structure. Okay. Now there are certain rules. We say you can't jump more than 4 feet. 4 feet is the distance that you can just walk and go. That's it. Anything more than 4 feet, you have to bridge. You have got certain helping materials. Helping materials are what? This plank, bully, ropes. I'm not going to get into the detailed instructions because of the paucity of the time. Okay? But trust me, I'll tell you, 9 group situational task has got 9 instructions. So before the GTO starts group testing, he gives you instruction, what he's going to do in the next 2 days. And before every task, he's going to give you an instruction. There are 21 boards in this country on an average. The number falls to 89 GTOs in India amongst Army, Navy, Air Force. And they will speak the same language, same instructions in all the boards of the country to keep uniformity in the selection system. तो GD का briefing जो GTO 1 AFSB देहरादून में देगा, वही GTO 12 SSB बैंगलोर में भी देगा. चाहे आर्मी वाला हो 17 बोर्ड में या नेवी वाला GTO होगा 12 बोर्ड में. Briefing remains the same, instructions remain the same, whether it was 1980, 90 or 2026. So instructions are the same, rules are the same, regulations are the same. चाहे 10+2 की SSB हो या CDSE की हो या SSC Tech, Non-Tech, Territorial Army की हो. Everything remains the same. Now you have to find finish line मुझे जाना है. There are certain rules we say GDC आ रहा है, group rule, distance rule, color rule, rule of rigidity and rule of infinity. You cannot tie 2 rigid helping materials to extend the length of bridging. So I can't keep my plank, I can't keep bully like this. और इसको यहाँ से बांध दिया, then तो you are creating 9 feet का 10 feet का bridge, तो फिर ये सब कुछ ही खत्म हो जाएगा, करने की कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. So that's rule of rigidity. Rule of infinity, I told you, start line and finish line as marked on the ground, they extend to left and right till infinity, meaning that they are parallel and do not meet each other. So the only way to go from start line to finish line is through this obstacle course, right? Group rule, we create groups. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm still not going into the depth right now because of the paucity of time. Whatever the group is standing at the start line, if you have to go to the next obstacle, the entire group has to cross the entire obstacle course along with their helping materials and load. Helping materials here hai, plank, bully, ropes. And these are all customized. 5 feet ka plank, 4 feet ka plank, 3 feet ki bully, 6 feet ka plank, 6 feet ki bully. Okay? Now use your brain to bridge the gaps between the structures. So let's say I am at this structure. The group is here. There are only 3 colors in the GTO ground: white, blue and red. Your helping material and human beings can touch white. Helping material cannot touch blue, but human beings can touch blue. And neither human beings nor helping material can touch red. Red means danger, stay away. Okay? If you break the rule, then GTO is going to point it out. Hey, you're breaking the rule, you're breaking the rule. Okay? So now the group is here. The distance rule says any distance which is 4 feet or more has to be bridged across and not jumped across. Okay? So let's say I'm here and then I have to go somewhere here. So that's 5.02 feet. Exactly 5.02 feet. थोड़ा सा 2 इंच बड़ा है. And anyway, you cannot bridge this structure. It is a curve. तो वहाँ से finish line पे direct bridging नहीं कर सकते. That means you have to do some खिचड़ी here. Look at the structure carefully. This is your structure. Now we have to figure out where is the fulcrum, where is the resistance. Anybody who can think, if you can think in your brain, the idea executes in your mind, you will execute there on the ground. इतना ही करना है. Anybody, sir, you guys can also speak. If you can find out where is the fulcrum here and where is the resistance in this structure. Yes.
So to that curve we can tie the bully, sir.
Where? The curve.
Curve upside there is a rectangle shape.
Okay.
We can tie a bully, sir.
Okay, let me tell you how to speak. Now it's the power of communication. If you talk like this, do you think that somebody like Spurti can understand what you're trying to say? The answer is either yes or no. It's the power of communication. So when you guys are standing at the start line, what exactly happens in the GTO ground is, Half of the time there is chaos. People call it fish market situation because you are not able to convey what's there in your mind. It does not come out in proper language, in proper tone and tenor. And everybody in the GTO ground, they just keep speaking, but they don't do the first rule. Listen before you speak. If you listen before you speak, then the fish market situation will never arise. This is the first law in GTO ground, which people don't follow. But if you look at officers in the services, that's their primary bread and butter. They'll never speak, whether it's a junior or senior or the peer group. You first listen before you speak. So that's the first thing. The only way this solves is, I'll take a rope, I'll tie here. I'll keep the plank like this. I'll balance it here. Balance on the rope. The rear end of the plank goes below that inverted U, that goalpost-like structure which is there. If I keep the plank below that rear end and I balance the plank on the rope. So what is the fulcrum here? This is the fulcrum, right? And this is your resistance. बन जाएगा कैंटिलीवर? नहीं बनेगा? बनेगा? नहीं बनेगा? बनेगा ना? नहीं बनेगा? नहीं बनेगा? बन जाएगा? Look at this structure. See, there are two benches, but this bench has got a blue line. How do you go ahead from here to here? Again, you cannot directly bridge. The distances are going to be 6 feet, 7 feet. I can show it to you. This is the distance. It's 7.15 feet. You cannot directly bridge. See, if I just keep the plank like this on the shorter bench and the rear end of the plank goes below the taller bench, that's a cantilever, right? The problem is it's likely to touch the blue. Then what do? There's nothing like tying. If I just spread the rope like this and I keep the plank on the rope and let the rear end of the plank go below the taller bench, then the plank will not touch blue. You have just raised the height of the fulcrum so that the plank does not touch blue. Simple, obvious cantilever, no? Fulcrum and resistance are readily available in the structure, right? Fulcrum and resistance is readily available in the structure. So what did I do? I just raised the height of the fulcrum by placing a rope on the bench ahead of the blue line, so that my plank, my helping material does not touch blue, so that I don't break any rule. समझ में आ रहा है? If this is executed in your brain, you will definitely do this on the GTO ground, because there's nothing like keeping. Can't you pick up a 2 kg, 3 kg plank and 2 kg balli or a 1 kg balli? You just have to go and keep it there. That's it. So you have something which is called as last man recovery. So let's say now there are 3 people standing here. Okay. Now these guys have to reach the finish line. So we made an idea. Okay. We said, okay, fine. You figure out a method to go here. Then you figure out a method to go here. 2 people use the same idea that we created. For recovering the last man, we call it as last man recovery. To recover the third person, the idea needs to be from front to back, because you pass the helping materials ahead, your last man will be standing there, and then you'll figure out a solution from ahead, आगे से पीछे की तरफ, so that this guy can step onto that solution and then move ahead. Like for example, in this case, it's very simple. Look at this, this is your fulcrum. Just keep the plank like this. And the rear end of the plank goes below that elevated U. Obvious cantilever. So this guy will just step from here to here, and he will walk and come ahead and stand on one of the blue stones. Simple. What's the third rule I taught you? Keep it simple, stupid. So listen before you speak. Convincing needs logic, and keep it simple, stupid. Now I've got 250 such structures in this GTO ground. 250 plus structures where I can simulate infinite number of difficulties, and I literally have created my own agentic AI. I call this, there's an island called as James Bond Island next to a place called as Phuket in Thailand. It was showcased in one of the James Bond movies. So because this is a naval officer's GTO ground, that's why it's created on an island. So this is NKC Island. Okay. Now, NKC has created an NKC agentic AI. And now that brain can create infinite number of such structures, infinite, with infinite number of difficulty levels, which are SSB grade structures. Similar to what I have designed at SSB Kolkata, nothing is repeated, everything is brand new. No structures are repeated, nothing, everything is brand new. It exactly works like this. Before you give a civil contractor to cut these structures and put it on the ground and then make a GTO ground, you actually have to develop this. So initially, before the technology came into place, we used to do isometric drawings on paper. I am an engineer, so isometric projection is the only way you can do 3D drawing. That's the method to do 3D drawing. So we used to draw it on paper and explain it to our contractors. Okay, fine, create these structures and put it into the ground. Now there's technology, so we made it like this. Look at this structure. Can you see? There is a cross and there is just a goal post. How do you go ahead from here? The distance is directly jump nahi kar paoge. It is 6.5 feet. Plank is only 5 feet. You can't go ahead like that. Step 1 is to find. Step 1 is to find. Step 2 is to find. Okay, how can you create resistance? Either the rear end of the plank or the bully goes below some structure, or you use the rope to tie it with the structure, right? And on what can you walk? Can you walk on plank? You can walk on the plank, right? Can you walk on bully? Why? Why can't you walk on bully? Why? There are individual obstacles in which you have to walk on bully. Come here, let's do this experiment. हटाओ उसको. Come, 3 of you come here. हटाओ उसको, बल्ली रखो यहाँ पे. साइड में रखो बेटा. Keep this बल्ली here. Very nice. ठीक है. Come, 2 of you stand on this end. Center में रखो. हाँ, very nice. Keep your feet here. 2 of you. अरे रखो, पैर रखो. अरे इधर इधर एक बंदा यहाँ से खड़े हो जाओ. अरे come stand here from here. Very nice. Give him some space. Keep. पैर रखो, दूसरा पैर रखो. Come this side. Come this side. And see if you can walk and go that side. Walk on the bully. See if you can walk. Walkable, no? Was there any rocket science here? Did we launch some Falcon 9 and Falcon 11 to Moon or Mars? What is Falcon? Huh? Huh? Very nice, it's a bird, but otherwise it's also a name of a aircraft. Spacecraft. Yeah, good. Spacecraft. Developed by? Huh? SpaceX. SpaceX is a company owned by? Very nice. So हमने कोई Falcon launch कर दिया क्या ये? एक बल्ली पे नहीं चल सकते तुम लोग? Body limb coordination. If you can't do this much, then why are you coming to the armed forces? Why are you studying in a place called as Sainik School? One of the best schools in the country with such humongous infrastructure. चल नहीं सकते बल्ली पे. Where is the fulcrum? Cross is the fulcrum. आगे जाना है. You have to go towards finish line. Huh? First is to find fulcrum. Resistance fulcrum के पीछे होता है. First step is fulcrum. Where will you keep the plank? Below. How will you keep below the goalpost? Will the plank not fall down? अरे टायर रोप छोड़ो, पहले ये बताओ plank कहाँ पे रखोगे? On the goalpost. Very nice. So now you keep the plank like this. Very nice. Now if somebody is going to stand here, this will go down. So what is your second step? Make. So how will you tie? Where will you tie? बस यहाँ से रस्सी बांध दोगे, खत्म. Step 2 is make a resistance. बन गया कैंटिलीवर? बन गया? अरे agree or not? Yes, sir. This lot in तुम्हारा इंडिया का रिटन एग्जाम है ना? Yes, sir. बन गया? Yes, sir. Okay. Now let's see some more complicated structures. Now look at this structure. See, there is a bench, there is a goal post, and then there is a pole जिसके अंदर एक there is a hole. Okay. Now this is your finish line. Again, check the distance. You cannot directly bridge. It's 7.2 feet. You can't bridge. You just have a 5 feet का plank बल्ली and rope. One rope of 8 feet. Okay? कैसे करोगे? बोलो. Anybody can answer. Even the faculty can answer if you can figure out the solution. बोलो. Which gap? हाँ? Cantilever तो बन जाएगा बेटा, but unless and until a solution is safe and stable for boys of your age group to walk safely. So, until and unless the cantilever is safe and stable for boys and girls of your age to walk, what's your weight? 60 kgs, 50 kgs? तो 50-60 kg का बच्चा जब तक उस पर सेफली वॉक करके अगले स्ट्रक्चर तक नहीं पहुंचता, until that time that cantilever is not an acceptable idea. An acceptable idea is only and only when you can walk on it safely and cross over to the next structure or reach the finish line or do whatever goal has been given to you. You can achieve that goal using that idea. So even if you keep the plank between this bench and this goalpost like structure, it's not going to work. Why? Look at this. This is your fulcrum. Okay? The resistance is here. The gap between the fulcrum and the resistance is close to about 2.5 feet. 2.5 feet का distance or minimum 2 feet का distance होना चाहिए for an idea to be stable. If I keep taking this ahead, what's happening? I am decreasing the distance between fulcrum and resistance, right? I am decreasing. So even if now 2-3 people also stand here, that will still go up. You want to see the practical demonstration? 4 of you come here. Come. अरे डरना क्या है, तुम्हारी SSB है, मुझे नहीं देना है. मेरे जैसे GTOs वहां पे खड़े होकर तुम्हारा असेसमेंट करेंगे. ठीक है? Replace this with the plank. Very nice. Keep the plank on the top. बल्ली को पीछे रखो बेटा. ठीक है? Now decrease the distance. फल्क्रम और रेजिस्टेंस के बीच का डिस्टेंस we are decreasing now. बहुत कम कर दिया. ठीक है? अब झुकाओ यहाँ से. 3 of you stand. Keep your leg here. ठीक है? Now walk. Walk on this. See what happens. See what's happening. See? What happened? It went down. It is a cantilever, right? There is a fulcrum. There is a resistance, right? फिजिक्स वाले सर बता सकते हैं क्या ये ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? हाँ? R2 is greater than R1. So what's happening? Huh? Look at this. I taught you this, right? So when will this cantilever become? Wait, stop बेटा. देखो यहाँ पे. Look at this equation. I said R1 F1 is equal to R2 F2. Can you see on the screen? Should I change the color? Okay, I said R1 F1 is equal to R2 F2. जब ये होगा तो तुम्हारा cantilever बन गया, right? That means R2 is equal to R1 F1 by F2. What does this mean? R is inversely proportional to F. This means R जितना कम होगा F उतना बढ़ता जाएगा, right? Now you have decreased the distance, no, between the fulcrum and resistance. So F is going up. And this is what kind of relation? Force is? Okay, so force is mass into acceleration. Acceleration is meter per second square. This is power of 2. So this is definitely not a linear relation. This inverse relation is not linear. If it is power of 2, what kind of graph will it be? Parabolic, right? तो जैसे जैसे ये डिस्टेंस को कम कर रहे हो वैसे वैसे बहुत ज़्यादा फोर्स लगाना पड़ रहा है, राइट? ठीक है? सो अभी यहाँ पे अगर एक हाथी नहीं खड़ा होगा तब तक वो एक 50 साल का 50 kg का बच्चा आगे नहीं जा पाएगा. द प्लैंक इज स्टिल लाइकली टू टच द ग्राउंड. राइट? अंडरस्टूड? सो व्हाट डू वी से? सिंपल. थर्ड रूल क्या था? कीप इट सिंपल स्टूपिड. राइट? तो सीधा सीधा सेंटर में रखो. बैलेंस योर प्लैंक एंड बैलेंस योर बल्ली एट द सेंटर. हाफ ऑफ इट इज इनसाइड, हाफ ऑफ इट इज आउटसाइड. Keep one leg there and आसानी से 50-60 kg guy can go walk it, right? We did that, right? Center में करो बेटा इसको. Center. Very nice. Good. Okay. Now this guy is the least weight, right? रखो बेटा पैर यहाँ पे अपना. Okay. Move it little towards yourself. Move the plank towards yourself a little bit. ठीक है? Little bit towards yourself. Towards here. थोड़ा सा और. Very nice. Now stand here. ठीक है? I think this guy is थोड़ा सा weight ज़्यादा है. चल के जा. देख क्या होता है. Go. थोड़ा सा और पीछे करना पड़ेगा तेरे को. थोड़ा सा. Very nice. Good. Now stand here. Now go बेटा. Now see what happens. नहीं हुआ ना? Why? R is this is your practical demonstration, right? इसी को कैंटिलीवर बोलते हैं. ऐसे ही बनाते. So coming back to this structure, how will you go ahead? बताओ. You can tie a rope, you can launch a bull, you can launch a bullock, you can launch a falcon. Communication has to be simple and stupid. Talk in a manner in which I and rest everybody in the gathering can understand. Start your sentences with verbs, action-oriented sentences. Place the plank at XYZ, tie the rope XYZ, tie a rope there. Center of the plank has to be balanced there. Action-oriented sentences, they start with verbs. Brevity is the key to communicate effectively. जितना शॉर्ट में समझा सकते हो अपने ग्रुप मेंबर्स को उतना अच्छा है. अंडरस्टूड? एक्सप्लेन द थिंग्स शॉर्ट एंड स्वीट. यू डोंट हैव टू मेक बिग पैराग्राफ्स व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग. Okay, so when you speak in action oriented sentences so that the rest of the group members can understand what are you trying to communicate. Defend your stances with logic. Okay, so what's the idea? Yeah, what's the answer? Okay.
And then we can tie the rope through the hole to the plank.
Rear end of the plank. Very nice, correct answer. So there are multiple solutions here. So I can keep the plank like this, then I can tie the rope like this. This is one of the ways. Okay. Then second is, look at the cross section of this. The cross section of this goalpost is very less, right? So there is likelihood that this idea will be unstable, right? So it's better to keep the plank on the bench. Then it will be something like this. The bench is little lesser in height. And then I will tie the rope. That's a much better idea. Why did I keep this goalpost here? That goalpost is to recover the last person. I keep the plank like this, and then the rear end of the plank goes below the goalpost for the last person to come here, to recover the last person. That goalpost is given for that. छोटी छोटी मगर मोटी बातें. It's called as eye for detail. If you have an eye for detail, then this is a cakewalk for you. Like eye for detail. 30 degrees, 15 degrees, 1 step, 2 step, then go ahead. Eye for detail, right? You did this. So it needs eye for detail. Look at the structures carefully, how they have been designed. Well, let's see individual obstacles. Some of you were saying, sir, how will we walk on the balli? Now this is a balli only. What is this? This is a balli. It's called as balancing beam. Obstacle number 2. How will you walk? Can't you walk on this balli? You can't. Burma Bridge. You have to climb up. Either you can go up by ladder or you can climb this rope up. Once you reach there, you hold the upper two ropes and you walk on the ropes that are down. You go left to right. I mean, you can climb up from the right and go towards left, or you climb up from the left and go towards your right. The choice is yours. Okay? Then you reach here, then you climb down by the rope or you come down by ladder. Choice is yours. Does not matter. Fourth number of individual obstacle. You will get 4 points. The number on the obstacle indicates the number of points you will score if you complete that obstacle successfully. Can you climb this 12 feet rope? चढ़ जाओगे? उसके बाद वो 5.5 फीट के गैप में 2 रोप्स रखे, उसको ऐसे पकड़ना है और चलना है. कर लोगे? Easy, no? Anybody can do this. उसके बाद वहाँ से नीचे उतर जाओगे. So as far as physical tasks are concerned, your group obstacle race and your individual obstacles, I am not worried because your physical fitness is up to the mark, or rather I would say your body limb coordination is up to the mark. Okay, now let's see this group obstacle race. Group obstacle race is a race which is conducted between all the groups that have been retained for stage 2. It's a 4th task, right? So पहले GD किया, फिर GP किया, फिर PGT किया, फिर GOR किया. तो GOR में we say okay fine, all of you will stand in one line and you will pick up something which is called as a snake. It is basically folded canvas cloth about 15 to 20 feet long, and because it resembles anaconda, a snake, we call this group obstacle race snake race. Now all of you have to carry that snake wherever you carry, on your head, on your shoulder, or on अपने कमर पे रख के भागो, does not matter. What matters is there are some rules that you have to follow. Once started, the snake cannot touch the ground. The snake should take exactly the same course as you would take while negotiating these obstacles. You cannot turn it, you cannot shorten it, you cannot fold it. And at any given point of time, minimum of 3 people in the group have to keep holding the snake. Right? Yesterday we did that, no? Caterpillar race, balloon. It is this only, no? Group obstacle race. Right? You were holding the balloons in between you guys, right? And then whoever reaches the finish line, wherever your instructors or teachers were standing, that group won, right? So this is it. There are some rules that you have to follow. It just needs some amount of physical fitness and some amount of body limb coordination so that you can cross these obstacle courses. What is so great about this? 5 feet चढ़ के नीचे उतरना है. This is 5 feet. You climb from here and jump. Can you jump? Yes, sir. This is sand. Wherever you are jumping and landing on the ground, they will not let you land on a hard surface. You will land on sand, so that sand gives you cushioning effect and dampens your force, your weight, the force with which you hit the ground. Okay? So, this is your first obstacle. This is your second obstacle. Now this is called as figure of 8. You have to come from here, you have to go from here, then you go from the top, then you come from here, then you go out from here. What if GTO says don't make figure of 8? Make inverted U. Climb from this side and get down from this side. Pay attention to the instructions that the GTOs give there. Understood? So like this way, this is an entire GTO ground which has got 5 progressive group tasks. This is a PGT. So if you look at it, I've got 5 PGTs. Now, PGTs I've got 4 obstacles. 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are 4 obstacles of progressive order of difficulty. That is why we say that progressivity is there in this task. So as you move ahead through this obstacle course, first, second, third and fourth, the 4th one is going to be very, very difficult and frustrating in nature. So this is where the group stands. Group stands here at the start line of the first obstacle. And then GTO launches the group into action. He says there are certain rules that you have to follow. GDCRI, group rule is applicable. What are we saying? We are saying that we don't have any broken grounds or nalas, right? जैसे रियल लाइफ में ऑब्स्टिकल कोर्सेज होते हैं, वी आर नॉट आस्किंग यू टू क्लाइंब सम माउंट एवरेस्ट और समथिंग. So what do? It's a very simple method. We draw two white lines on the ground and declare the ground in between those two white lines as out of bounds or an obstacle course. Thereby it becomes difficult, obstacle for you. Now we are not allowing you to stand on the ground in between the start line and the finish line, but what we are doing, we are placing certain structures in the obstacle course area between the start line and finish line, and we also provide you with helping materials like plank bullies and ropes. So you can make use of these helping materials on those structures to bridge the gap and cross the obstacle course from start line to finish line. This is what an obstacle is called. Now PGT has got 4 obstacles, starting with a simple one, and as you go ahead you will find that these obstacles are not so simple. So therein lies the progressivity of the task. Okay, now while doing this entire PGT you have to follow a set of 4 rules. So a set of 5 rules. First rule is group rule. Okay, before that, along with the helping material, we also give you a load. Now load is nothing but just a dead weight, 10 kgs, 12 kgs, 15 kgs.